So, welcome everybody. Day 20, Magic Book Before Your Very Eyes. This world, after all our science and sciences, is still a miracle. Wonderful, inscrutable, magical, and more to whosoever will think of it. Thomas Carlyle, 1795 to 1881, writer and historian. 7 years ago, when I first discovered the secret and the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all my desires. It was a long list. At that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desires could come true. Nevertheless, I took my top 10 desires and I carried them with me on a piece of paper every day. Whenever I had an opportunity, I would take out my list and read through it, giving as much gratitude for each desire as I could, as though I had received it. With my number one desire, the desire I wanted more than anything else, I kept it constantly in my mind, and I would say the magic words, thank you for it, multiple times in a day, and feel as if it had come true. One by one, every desire on my list magically appeared before my very eyes. As I received my desires, I would cross them off my list, and when I had new desires, I would add them to my list. One of my desires from my original long list was to travel to Bora Bora near Tahiti. After spending a beautiful week at the exact place in Bora Bora I had listed, another beautiful thing happened. I was flying to the mainland of Tahiti on my way home when the airplane stopped en route to pick up passengers. The flight had become empty, but it filled to the brim with native Tahitians, and suddenly laughter, smiling faces, and happiness that was palpable surrounded me. As I enjoyed the short flight with these beautiful people, it became crystal clear to me the reason why they were so happy. They were grateful. They were grateful to be alive. They were grateful to be on the airplane. They were grateful to be with each other. They were grateful for where they were going. They were grateful for everything. I could have stayed on that plane and travel around the world with them. It felt so good to be with them. And then it struck me that I had just received my final desire. Bora Bora was the last desire on my original long list. And the reason I was on that plane was before my very eyes gratitude. I have shared this story as an inspiration for you because no matter how big your desires seem to be, you can receive them through gratitude. Even more than that, gratitude will bring a joy and happiness for life that you've never felt before, and that is truly priceless. From the time I began using gratitude and the law of attraction to the time I received my final desire on my original list was 4 years. To give you an idea of the enormousness of receiving all my desires in that amount of time, when I created my desire list, my company was $2 million in debt, and I had 2 months before I would be forced to shut it down and would lose my home and everything I owned. The money I owed on my personal credit cards was a small fortune, and yet on my desire list was to own a big house overlooking the ocean, to travel to exotic places in the world, to have paid all my debts, to expand my company, to restore every relationship to the best it could be, improve the quality of my family lives, to be 100% healthy again, and have unlimited energy and excitement for life, along with the usual list of material things. And my number one desire, which seemed like an absolute impossibility to many of the people around me, was to bring joy to millions of people through my work. The very first desire that I received was bringing joy to millions of people through my work. The rest of my desires magically followed. And one by one, as they appeared before my very eyes, I crossed them off my list. So now it's your turn to use gratitude's magical power to make your desires appear before your very eyes. At the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created. Read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualize that you have received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can, as if you have it now. Carry your desire list with you today in your pocket on at least 2 occasions in the day. Take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude for each one as you can, as though you've received it. If you want your desires to come more quickly, I would highly recommend that you carry your desire list with you in your wallet or purpose from this day forward. And whenever you have time, open it up, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can for each one. When your desire appears before your very eyes, cross them off your list and add more. And if you're like me, each time you cross a desire off your list, you will be in tears of joy, because what seemed impossible was made possible through the magical power of gratitude. So जो भी हमारे desire list में है, we need to actually, pick 10 of those desires, write them down on a separate piece of paper, and always carry that piece of paper in your mobile, in your wallet, in your purse, bag, or whatever. So, it's there with you all the time. And whenever you have time, so tomorrow we will be doing it twice a day, but you can continue to do this practice. It'll hardly take you, say, about 10 minutes for 10 desires. Just pick up, think about, what is there on your desire list. Close your eyes and just imagine that, it's getting through. Whatever is it that you're desiring, how will you feel when it's completed? Who will be the first person that you call? What would be his reaction? And just creatively visualize what would that state of you and your surroundings and people around you be when you actually, get something from that desire list. And you will not know. I mean, the beauty of law of attraction or the beauty of manifestation is that we never how, we just allow. So don't think kaise hoga, kya hoga. So if a person who was $2 million in debt, only 2 months for the business to survive, can actually fulfill all her personal desires, including spending so much of money, traveling the world, That means the possibility exists. And if you can think about something, and if you are writing it down in your desire list, so there are billion things possible in this world, but you are only thinking about those things that you desire and you're writing them out of all the options that is available. That means it exists in your reality. That is why you have chosen that. It's like there are thousands and thousands of cars and models available, but you just have that particular one or two cars in your mind and you write that car in your list. That means that car actually exists for you. All you have to do is use your creative visualization powers and use your magical frequency, vibrational frequency of gratitude to attract the same in your life without feeding your doubts and fears कि कैसे होगा, नहीं हो सकता, not possible. Just start visualizing things the way you want them to be or the way you desire them to be, and just give gratitude for that and feed the power, the energies of trust and faith. That's the only thing required. So, the basic key rule whenever we are talking about manifestation or law of attraction is never how, never question kaise hoga, never how, just allow. Just allow. Do you think that tomorrow morning when you get up, will you get that sunlight? No. You just allow by opening your curtains, by opening your doors, so that the sunlight can come in. That's the similar way how the law of manifestation or the law of attraction works in your life. You do not need to get into the how. All you need to do is let it allow, let it flow by opening your doors, by opening your windows. Because if it's there in your imagination, that means it exists. And if it exists, you have the potential to attract that to you. That is why it exists in your desire list. I mean, come to think of it, not everybody would be having the same desire list. Everybody's desires would be different. And why is it that we are only thinking about those desires? Because that actually exists in our reality. All we need to do is just allow it to come by opening our doors and putting our energies into the trust and the faith that it is happening and that you are grateful and thankful for that particular desire or whatever it is. Stop feeding, stop questioning how, and feeding that energies of doubt and fear into your manifestations. Start feeding and allowing it to happen by putting your energies on the trust and that faith and let it happen. That's actually how simple it is. Honestly, people think it is very complicated, but trust me, it's as simple as you can make it. All you need to be, all you need to do is to be on that frequency and just be thankful and grateful for whatever you have and be thankful and grateful for whatever you are desiring in life. That's all. It's not complicated. And things happen like you don't even come to know कि ये क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा. I'll share one example with you. A lot of people probably must be knowing it. The first time I made my desire list, I think about 3 years back or so, 3 or 4 years back. So one of my personal desires was that I should be able to meditate 15 minutes a day. Okay. And for me, that was a very big thing. And I don't know how it happened and how things turned out. Now, whenever I sit for a meditation or anything, I don't remember, I don't count the time, but yeah, it's much more than 15 minutes. I mean, if I talk about 15, so it's like 75 minutes a week. I mean, I have sessions where there's just one meditation which is say 70, 75 minutes in a day. I never questioned the how. कैसे होगा? क्या करूंगा मैं तो ये होगा नहीं हो. I said no, this is what I want. And I gave it to the universe. And I started giving, being thankful and grateful for that desire. And just let it happen. I just allowed, I just opened my doors and I'm ready to receive. And it came. I didn't do much effort. And if I see my life personally in the last 3 years, there has been quite a considerable change in terms of my outlook, the way I look at things, the way things are happening. But what did I do? I tried and my level best to be on the frequency of gratitude by being thankful and grateful for all the things that was possible. And I never questioned the how. Never ever questioned the how. There were times, yes, where I was also feeding the seeds of doubt, the seeds of fear, but slowly, with practice, you get you grow. Every day is a day to learn something new. So wherever you are at this point of time, even if you started your journey with this book and say you've done 21, 23 days, so that's just a start. Just imagine if 21 days or 23 days of just reading a book, spending half an hour, 1 hour a day, can get you on at a place where things are looking so nice and beautiful to you. Just imagine what this will do if you continue to be thankful, be grateful, and be on that frequency, vibrational frequency, magical vibrational frequency of gratitude for, say, next 3 months, 6 months, or a year. It's truly magical, truly magical. Magic practice number 22 before your very eyes. Number 1, count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for the blessings as you can. Number 2, at the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created. Number 3, read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualize that you have received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can. Number 4, carry your desire list with you today in your pocket. On at least 2 occasions in the day, take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can. And number 5, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.